Well, I'm here right now with Doublelift, who just qualified for finals after a hard-fought battle against Clutch. Of course, this coverage brought to you by Alienware. So, Doublelift, you guys just went head-to-head with Clutch. I think, I mean, you said in the postgame you thought it was going to be a 3-0 series. It ended up not being. Was there any moment where the team was like, is this going to fall through?
I think it definitely went through our minds when we were playing Game 5. Oh, we could lose. That would be really bad. But we don't dwell on that kind of stuff, yeah. None of us did.
Why do you think the game went or the match went sideways for you?
I think it could have easily been a 3-0 if we didn't throw Game 2. I wasn't really a part of the play, but I just heard Impact's comms. Like, he wanted to force mid, threw a huge lead. And then the game snowballed a bit, like, especially how volatile early game is right now. It's just when you have a lead and when you overforce like really hard, you don't just like lose your lead. The enemy team has a huge lead now. The rubber banding is like really high right now. So, anyways, like we had a pretty terrible early game after that. But before we were like hard smashing every lane, and then in game 4 we lost. Pretty different reasons. I think we were just like not really in sync, and we were just wasting a lot of time. Everyone was wasting a lot of time, and then Jake ended up being 2 levels down somehow. So just a really bad early game playmaking from us. I think just like we either didn't pull the trigger or we pulled the trigger on bad plays. But yeah, I mean, props to Clutch. They played well. I think for us, we were just looking at like, oh wow, we were like smashing every lane almost every game. Like mid and bot lane are hugging their turrets for dear life, and somehow we're like not taking every drag and like snowballing well. So we need to figure out like what's going on with our team.
Now, I heard that Jensen was having some wrist issues. They were talking about this a little bit on broadcast. What I don't know if you can comment at all on like how that's affected your guys' practice. He said that he was practicing, or you guys were practicing with Insanity.
Yeah, we've mostly been practicing with Insanity. Jensen will play like 2 games per day with the team, and really hasn't affected us too much. I think if he had wrist issues to the point where he was like so debilitated he couldn't play with the team, be different. But I think like those couple games went a long way in the long run. So we've been like the rest of us obviously get a normal amount of practice just with a different mid laner. I think Jensen has been taking it well, and it seems like it's getting better every day. So yeah.
What does he do during this time? Like, does he watch, or does he just try to like? I mean, because obviously you probably want him to still be practicing.
Yeah, no, Jensen watches a lot. I think he's become more of a student of the game since he can't play as much, and that's helped his perspective a little bit, like play a bit smarter. And like we all try a lot harder when Jensen is playing his like 2 games, because those are the ones that will like obviously matter the most for the team. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I think he's spends a lot of time watching VODs and watching our games as we're scrimming.
Well, you're also sick right now, or getting over being sick. Did that impact your ability to play on stage at all?
Not really. I'm playing pretty insane. I mean, it didn't really show today, but like every bot lane matchup right now, me and Core are playing really well. So I feel like I'm in really good form, even though I'm sick. I'm in like playoffs form, and I'm pretty confident we can smash everyone.
There was a really funny moment in Game 5 during Pick and Ban when Kobe just started laughing hysterically because there was, as soon as Sona gets locked in, there's just this shot of you on broadcast just looking like you tasted something terrible. And it was he thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. I don't know if you guys made that decision before Pick and Ban or what was going through your head in that moment.
No, like it was kind of coming up where it's like, oh man, they locked Tom. Are they gonna pick Sona Tom? And then the conversation went to when they didn't. Oh shit, like Sona Tarek's up. Should we just pick it? And I was like, I mean we should, because obviously we want to win, and we never lose with Sona Tarek. We never lose with Sona comps, but I feel bad because like if every game had Sona in it, no one would watch LCS. So I know what I'm kind of doing, but we kind of had to do it, to make sure that we made it to finals.
I wasn't in the main studio room at the time, but I heard that people were booing. I don't know if you heard that at all.
I didn't hear the boos, but I'm not surprised. I'm not proud of it. Like I honestly wish Riot would just fucking nerf it into the ground already, so I don't have to play it anymore.
Well, maybe someday. Okay, so you've now also officially qualified for Worlds. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels really good. I mean, a lot of pressure off our shoulders, a lot of hard work, like that paid off. The only thing to do now is to be the first and hopefully only team that ever wins 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And that would be cool.
4 in a row, and also there was a stat that Dash was sharing on broadcast that you have won 14 consecutive best of fives in playoffs.
Sounds right.
Is that? I mean, do you think about that stuff ever?
No, I'm just wondering like when the streak is gonna get broken, but it's been going on for a while. Like I think obviously it's not just me, it's a team game. My teammates carry a lot of weight as well. But I've been around for a while. Like I'm just surprised there's not anyone better than me in NA already. Like it's really slightly depressing. You know, I want somebody to like learn from, but no one, even the imports that come here like Bang and Sven, they just end up being not as good.
How do you think you're going to do against C9?
Pretty good. Usually me versus Sneaky is really one-sided.
What about TL versus C9?
That's not as one-sided. We got smashed in the regular season, but some Road Ragers over there.
Yeah.
I think C9 owned us pretty hard in regular season because they had better mid-jungle synergy, and they play really heavily around that. Obviously, we know why we lost and where they're strong and where we're weak. So, in the end, it just comes down to, like, our teams play really different styles, but we can cover up a lot of those weaknesses that kind of blew up the games in the regular season. I don't remember the last time I lost to C9 in a best of 5. I don't think it's ever happened, actually. So I'm feeling pretty good playing against C9 in the finals.
The other, just wrapping up, like I said, I know you have to run. You're not feeling well. I don't want to take your time for too long. You look like you're stressed.
I'm not.
Just going to wrap up this interview. Don't worry. We're going to get through this. It's almost done. Mark Z is waiting for me on that corner. I don't know what he's going to tell me. I'm a little nervous. Anyway, your two former teams are in an interesting situation right now where CLG, obviously they lost yesterday, but they're, third, fourth place match. They're having like the best split they've had in years. And TSM really struggling. They're out of playoffs in the first week. So I don't know if you have any opinions on that stuff. If you're sad seeing TSM struggle, or if you're happy with it, if you're happy to see CLG, I don't know.
I think everyone is like, look, everyone's a little petty. When TSM is doing bad, every pro player is kind of like, every LCS pro player is kind of like, CLG I don't have too much an opinion on, but because TSM was so dominant for so long, right? It was just so super unfair. Season 6 and 7, if you were in LCS season 6 and 7, you had absolutely no fucking chance of beating TSM. It doesn't matter how hard you try. You could grind 23 hours a day and sleep 1 hour a day. Like, that probably wouldn't be healthy. You had no chance of winning. So I think people are like, maybe there's a lot more new players now, who don't have like sentiment. But like TSM was like the team to beat for a long time, and seeing them struggle in a really, really petty way, like not now. Now it's been 2 years since they've found success. So it's like kind of it's already over. It's gone. But like seeing them do badly initially, I was like, oh nice, I'm on Team Liquid now. This feels good. TSM doing bad. I'm doing good. Now, I don't know. It's sad. It's more sad than because they aren't the team to beat anymore. I think we're the team to beat. So then when we do bad, people are gonna be like, yeah, fuck Team Liquid. Right. So, I don't know. CLG, it's so far removed. I got no real thoughts on them. They're cool. I mean, Vincent's my friend, so.
Yeah. Is Soren not your friend?
Soren's my friend, so I want him to do well too. I mean, they're both my friends. Who else? Oh, Hanser and Sven. Yeah. Well, Hanser's he's on Golden Guardians. But Dennis has been playing really well for the last few years. I think he's like the most important player on C9, I would say.
Well, I mean, there's a chance he's going to get MVP.
Yeah. He's really important to that team. He deserves to win, but just not yet. Okay. Not before we get our 4 in a row.
Gotcha. All right. Anything you want to say to any of the fans ahead of Detroit next week?
Anything I want to say to the fans? Dang. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to say. I'm going to try my best. I'm playing really well. Didn't show super much, like too much in our clutch series, but I'm in fucking insane form. If I can keep this form up for Worlds, I'm going to be like Uzi level. Pretty sure.
Nice. Well, looking forward to seeing it next week. If you lose to C9, I feel like people will just meme you saying that. Unless you
Honestly, if we
hard
lose
carry.
to C9, that will be like the last. Like people will just. I think everyone wants to see us lose to C9. It feels bad.
You seem so sad right now, Peter. I hope
I'm
things
not.
get better for you.
I'm not.
I'm gonna try to get you through this.
You have terrible emotional
I know
acuity.
I know you've been going through a tough time lately, Peter, but we're gonna get through this.
All right. Thank you, Travis.
You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching my content. I really appreciate it. I am back from China, and I had such a good time. Brodin had maybe too good of a time. I don't really want to get into that. That's his business. I'm not going to talk about it. But I do want to shout out Alienware and Intel for sponsoring our trip over there. We've got some great content coming out from them over the next month and a half before Worlds. We're going to be showing you all sorts of cool stuff from the LPL, from China. It's a whole nother world over there in terms of League of Legends esports. It's honestly, like, I hope LCS at some point in time gets to that level. And we've got some great interviews and some cool stuff. Just please do me a favor and check it out when it hits the channel. I think even if you're not normally interested in the LPL, you might be really surprised by what you see. Again, thanks so much to Alienware and Intel for sponsoring that coverage.